All right, and we're live. All right, Brother Ray, whenever you're ready.
Up. Okay. And Nachash the Ammonite came up and camped against Yabash, Gilad, and all the men of Yabash said to Nachash, "Make a covenant with us, and we shall serve you." Then Nachash the Ammonite answered them, "For this I make a covenant with you, that I dig out all your right eyes, and I shall bring reproach on all Yasharal." And the elders of Yabash said to him, "Leave us alone for 7 days, so that we send messengers to all the borders of Yasharal. And then, if there is no one to save us, we shall come out to you." And the messengers came to Gibeah of Shaul and spoke the words in the hearing of the people. And all the people lifted up their voices and wept. And look, Shaul was coming behind the herd from the field. And Shaul said, "Why are the people weeping?" And they related to him the words of the men of Yabash. And the spirit of Elohim came upon Shaul mightily as he heard these words, and his displeasure burned greatly. And he took a yoke of cattle and cut them in pieces and sent them throughout all the border of Yasharal by the hands of the messengers, by the hands of messengers, saying, "Whoever does not go out with Shaul and Shamuel to battle, let this be done to his cattle." And the fear of Yahuwah fell on all, and the fear of Yahuwah fell on the people, and they came out as one man. And he mustered them in Bazak, and the children of Yasharal were 300,000, and the men of Yehuda 30,000. And they said to the messengers who came, "Say this to the men of Yabash Galad: Tomorrow, by the time the sun is hot, you shall have help." Then the messengers came and informed the men of Yabash, and they rejoiced. So the men of Yabash said, "Tomorrow we come out to you, and you shall do to us whatever seems good to you." And it came to be on the next day that Shaul put the people in 3 companies, and they came into the midst of the camp in the morning watch and struck the moon until the heat of the day. And it came to be that those left were scattered, so that no 2 of them were left together. And the people said to Shamuel, who said, sorry, and the people said to Shamuel, "Who said, shall Shaul reign over us? Bring the men so that we put them to death." But Shaul said, "No man is put to death to this day. For today Yahuwah has wrought deliverance in Yasharal." And Shamuel said to the people, "Come, and let us go to Gilgal and renew the reign there." And all the people went to Gilgal, and there they set up Shaul to reign before Yahuwah in Gilgal. And there they slaughtered slaughterings of peace offerings before Yahuwah. And there Shaul rejoiced, and all the men of Yasharal very greatly. Do you want me to just go right into 12 or hold off?
Yeah, actually, just one little comment I had to make. I found it interesting that this Ammonite's name is Nakash, and that he talks about he'll make a covenant to take out all their right eyes. I just kind of find that interesting, since in Zechariah, the book of Zechariah.
Just go right into 12 or hold off?
Hold on. Yeah, actually, just one little comment I had to make. I found it interesting that this Ammonite's name is Nakash. Sorry about that, guys. Got a stupid background noise going on. So I wanted to comment on the whole right eye thing that's mentioned in chapter 11. Maybe there's a connection, maybe not. I'm not too sure. But I do find it interesting that that same type of terminology is in the book of Zechariah about the anti-Messiah. So I thought it would be interesting to look at that real quick. Do you remember what chapter that is, Mom, where it talks about the idol shepherd? No. So 10, might be 10. Sword will be on his right eye. His right eye shall be utterly darkened. I just find it interesting because the covenant, this Ammonite guy named Nakash, he's telling them, you want to make a covenant with me. My covenant with you is that I'm going to take out all of your right eyes. So I kind of find that interesting. Because in Zechariah 11:17, so what verse in the chapter we just read talks about taking out their right eyes? Is that verse 7, Mom? 1 Samuel 11?
Yeah. Verse 2.
Verse 2. Okay, so Zechariah 11:17 says, let's get a decent translation here. Woe to the worthless shepherd who leaves the flock. A sword shall be against his arm and against his right eye. His arm shall be completely withered and his right eye shall be totally blinded. By the way, this is why you see these celebrities and the people sold out to the devil, they'll always cover their right eye. It's a sign of who they serve. So I find it interesting whether that was supposed to be a foreshadowing to the idol shepherd in 1 Samuel 11. I find it interesting. So other than that, bro, I'll give it back to you, Brother Ray. That's all I wanted to mention.
All right. Okay. 1 Samuel 12, verse 1. And Shemuel said to all Yasharal, and all that you said to me, and I've set a sovereign over you. And now look, the sovereign is walking before you. And I am old and gray, and look, my sons are with you. I have walked before you from my youth to this day. Look, here I am. Witness against me before Yahuwah, and before his anointed. Whose ox have I taken, or whose donkey have I taken, or whom have I oppressed? Whom have I abused, or from whose hand have I received any bribe with which to blind my eyes? Then I restore it to you. And they said, you have not oppressed us or abused us, nor have you taken any bribe from anyone's hand. So he said to them, Yahuwah is witness against you, and his anointed is witness today, that you have found not in my hand. And they answered, he is witness. And Shamuel said to the people, it is Yahuwah who appointed Masha and Aharun, and who brought your fathers up from the land of Matzraim, or Egypt. And now stand still, so that I judge you before Yahuwah concerning all the righteous acts of Yahuwah, which he did to you and your fathers. When Jacob had come to Matzraim, or Egypt, and your fathers cried out to Yahuwah, then Yahuwah sent Masha and Aharun, who brought your fathers out of Matzraim, or Egypt, and made them dwell in this place. But they forgot Yahuwah their Elohim, so he sold them into the hand of Sisera, commander of the army of Chatsur, and into the hand of the Philistines, and into the hand of the sovereign of Moab, and they fought against them. And they cried out to Yahuwah and said, we have sinned, because we have forsaken Yahuwah and served and now deliver us from the hand of our enemies, and we serve you. And Yahuwah sent Zerubbabel and Badan and Yiftach and Shamuel, and delivered you out of the hand of your enemies round about, and you dwelt in safety. And when you saw that Nachash, sovereign of the children of Ammon, came against you, you said to me, no, but let a sovereign reign over us, when Yahuwah your Elohim was your sovereign. Now here is the sovereign whom you have chosen and whom you have asked. And see, Yahuwah has set a sovereign over you. If you fear Yahuwah and shall serve him and obey his voice and not rebel against the command of Yahuwah, then both you and the sovereign who reigns over you shall follow Yahuwah your Elohim. But if you do not obey the voice of Yahuwah and shall rebel against the mouth of Yahuwah, then the hand of Yahuwah shall be against you, as it was against your fathers. And now stand and see this great matter which Yahuwah does before your eyes. Is today not the wheat harvest? Let me call to Yahuwah, so that he sends thunder and rain. Know then and see that your evil is great, which you have done in the eyes of Yahuwah, and asking for yourselves a sovereign. And Shamuel called to Yahuwah, and Yahuwah sent thunder and rain that day. And all the people greatly feared Yahuwah you have done all this evil. Only do not turn aside from following Yahuwah, and you shall serve Yahuwah with all your heart. And do not turn aside after worthless matters, which do not profit or deliver, for they are worthless. For Yahuwah would not cast away his people for his name. For Yahuwah would not cast away his people for his great name's sake, seeing it has pleased Yahuwah to make you his people. Also, as for me, far be it from me that I should sin against Yahuwah in ceasing to pray for you. But I shall teach you the good and straight way. Only fear Yahuwah, and you shall serve him in truth with all your heart. For consider what marvels he has done for you. But if you persist in doing evil, both you and your sovereign are consumed.
Great job, Brother Ray. Great job. So, see here. Found it interesting. They themselves are saying Yahuwah is our king. So I find that interesting. Seems like there's a difference with these Israelites. They actually acknowledge, even though they have a king that Yahuwah gave them in Saul, they still acknowledge Yahuwah as ultimately their real king. So in verse 12 there. So I find that interesting. Let's see here. Other than that, also, if you're getting a little confused, especially those of us that have a Septuagint here, it says groves. They serve the Baalim in the groves. Just to explain, the im at the end of Hebrew of a Hebrew word is plural. So when it says Baalim in Hebrew, it might say in your English translations as the Baals, same thing, because it's plural. The groves are actually images of Semiramis. That's what a grove is. A grove even would be, most people don't realize this. You ever seen a church steeple and you got like the stupid top of the building that looks like a witch hat? That's a type of Asherah pole. So that would be considered in ancient times a image of Ishtar or Asherah. Okay, so anyway, so just wanted to mention that. I think that's it. That's all really we needed to mention here. You know what? Since we got a short, since we don't have as big of a group today, I think what we're going to do is, I think I'll just finish our reading for us, just for time's sake, so we'll have more time to midrash off the record and all that, and enjoy the rest of the Shabbat. So I think what I'm going to do here is I'm going to end this recording, start a new one, and we're going to go to Matthew 26. It says 13 to 24. That seems a little too short for me. I think what I'm going to do is do Matthew 26, verses 1 to 24, like the whole first 24 verses. So stay tuned. We'll be back very shortly, like literally in a minute.